Hey, how you going? So, I recently heard some bad news. So, Allen's, which is my favorite lolly company, they're owned by Nestle, they have decided to no longer sell black cats in their own packet. You can still get the black cats in the party mix bag where you get like 3 or 4. And I think that's just a way of them phasing them out completely. So, if you don't know what black cats are, look at that guy. He looks so sad. So if you don't know what black cats are, they're like a jelly baby shaped like a black cat, shaped like a cat, and it's licorice flavor. So licorice flavor is always like, I don't know, a niche flavor. Not everyone likes it. It's like black jelly beans. But I like it. And as someone who lives in a house of 2 cats, I kind of have to like it. And I'm upset. And like normally, like when a product gets taken off the market because it's not very popular, I'm like, yeah, no one's eating that, and I don't care. Like when Polly Waffles, they took them off the market, like no one was eating Polly Waffles. That's why they took them off the market, and everyone complained. Then they brought Polly Waffles back, and no one bought them. I've never seen anyone buy a Polly Waffle since they came back. The spearmint leaves, they were pretty average. I would even say crap. Took them off the market. I've never saw anyone go, ooh, I feel like a spearmint leaf. Apart from like people who decorate cakes. That's the only time I've ever seen people do it. When they took Red Rippers off the market, people complained and they brought them back. And I don't know why they brought Redskins back. They're terrible. Red Rippers. They brought them back and put them into like the chew packet. And they're terrible. Like, I don't even know how you're meant to eat one of these things. Like, they're too hard to chew. You suck on them and nothing happens. And when you do finally chew on it, you know, it feels like it's going to pull your teeth out. I guess that's why they're called Red Rippers, because they rip your teeth out. And if they don't rip your teeth out, they get stuck to your teeth and you got to like chisel them off. They're terrible. And speaking of like products that no one buys and still in the market, Chicos, or should I say Cheekies, they're still in the market. If you don't know what they are, they're like a chocolate flavored jelly baby. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, that sounds disgusting. And you are correct. How are they still in the market? I've never seen anyone buy those. The only time I've seen people buy is when there was a rumor that they were going to get taken off the market. Fantails, they got taken off the market. No one bought Fantails. People complained. Minties are safe, though, like, a lot of people don't buy Minties anymore. They peaked in the 90s. But the only people who have Minties now are like old people on bus trips. That's what's keeping the Minties alive at the moment. And like nursing homes, like my nana was in a nursing home and she went on a bus trip once a week. So, and there's like hundreds, if not thousands of nursing homes around Australia. So that's a lot of bus trips. So that's what's keeping Minties alive. Chocolate freckles, no one's eating those. And I went to the shops the other day and they were selling giant ones. I mean, like, no one wants the small ones. Why would anyone want the big ones? How are they still in the market? You know? So I'm kind of annoyed because, like, finally a product that no one likes but me is getting taken off the market. Kind of like reminds me of like it's kind of like the poem where they took Fantails away and I said nothing. They took Polly Waffles away, and I said nothing. They took the spearmint leaves away, and I said nothing. They took the black cats away, and there was no one to speak for me. Like, where's all the woke warriors, you know? Like, they're taking away black cats. Why are you taking them off the market for? Is it because they're black, you know? Like, I bet you, like, if they were taking the milk bottles away, the white lollies, people would complain, you know, like, because they're white, you know. No one's sticking up for this. No one's sticking up for the black lolly. This is just disgusting. I'm ashamed in society for not putting up more of a fight to stick up for these poor black cats. But, you know, normally, like I said, this is like the only time that a non-popular item that's getting taken to the market actually affects me directly. Like, normally like the Pollywaffles or the Fantails, and I'm like, no one's eating those. And there's always like middle-aged people and old people who haven't bought that product for decades. They're just putting up a fight, saying, "Oh, you can't get rid of it. It's part of Australian history. It's part of Australian culture." You know what else is part of Australian culture? Droughts. You know, nobody likes droughts. Droughts aren't good. And you know, if God or Jesus or God or Jesus or the Pope or something came and they'd be like, "Hey, like we're getting rid of droughts. We worked out that droughts aren't good. Nobody likes droughts. No humans, no animals, no plants. Nothing likes droughts, so I'm getting rid of it." And then you probably get like these middle-aged people like, you can't get rid of droughts. That's Australian. That's a part of Australian history. That's a part of Australian culture. You know, with fire and droughts. You can't get rid of droughts. This is disgusting. This is un-Australian. You know? Sorry, and that was just a bit of a vent. So goodbye, my friend Black Cats. I leave you with one final sad meow. Hey, and if you liked me just blabbing on like I did a couple of seconds ago, and you want to hear more of it, and you want to hear it live, and you want to see me actually doing it, I have a show at this year's Melbourne Comedy Festival, the 2026 Melbourne Comedy Festival. My name is Kieran Daughton. The name of the show is Please Don't Ride the Cow. It's at the Grace Darling Hotel, the 25th to the 29th of March, 6:15. It's an early show. Tickets from the Comedy Festival website, the Melbourne Comedy Festival website, which is www.comedyfestival.com.au. Hope to see you there. It's going to be a really good show. I reckon it might even be one of the best shows at the festival. Yeah, I haven't seen any other shows at the festival, so I can make that call. You know, if I went out and saw a couple other shows, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, that show's better than mine. But my show is still good, and you should check it out.